Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Rootduty podcast. It's so amazing to have you here with me. Hope you're good though. How has everything been? How has your life been? I hope it has been good. Okay. So I heard something I wanted to talk to you guys about, but my morning just got set up in a very strange way. And so I'm here to know that I am supposed to record, but I think I'm having a conflict on what am I supposed to tell you? What am I supposed to talk to you about? Well, I think I'll just tell you what I'm learning because I guess I always lean towards that. What do I think that life is teaching me? So I think that I am learning that understanding, understanding goes a long way. Like our ability to understand things actually really does improve the quality of our lives, our most especially when it comes to relationships. One of the main reasons why I am realizing that we have a lot of relational conflict is usually because there is a misunderstanding somewhere. And something I think is very fundamental to understanding is communication. And I am here thinking about how can I improve a relationship that I know the base and the foundation of all its discomfort, of all its dysfunction. Sorry, that's what I meant to say, not discomfort. That I understand that the foundation of all its dysfunction is actually a product of misunderstanding. And so, if the foundation of all the dysfunction is understanding, how do we get to understanding when there is no communication? So I think that is something that is just like really going through my head because I have one of such situation that I am currently experiencing. And I know that the reason why me and this person is not really getting along as well as we should and we could. And besides, I really understand that my ability to get along with this person actually leads to more positive outcomes than a negative one. Like there is no way, there is no world in which where we get along that we lose. But there exist so many worlds in which where we keep butting heads with each other, where we keep disagreeing, where there's so much friction, there is in so much world where we do lose. And a critical part, a critical aspect or something that I think that is really fundamental to actually being able to serve this is communication. And I feel like that is the one thing that we are lacking. So I guess the question is how do you build this communication? And I think it has to be set upon on a foundation of trust because when I come to you, when we try to have conversations and we don't trust each other, most times we come both offensively and defensively. And the truth is that when we can't really communicate clearly when I'm on the offense and you're on the defense, or we are even both on the defense, or we are both on the offense and defense simultaneously. Because whenever one of that type of wedge is in between the conversation, we are no longer communicating on the same plane. If you're talking to me and you're probably trying to pass a message across, but I begin and I am on coming on the defensive side, I begin to hear all your words as an accusation that I feel like I need to defend myself from. And when we're now meeting each other at that plane, I think we don't really have true communication. So I think a primary factor or a primary ingredient to this, I think, would be to begin building a foundation of trust. And it's crazy because I'm realizing that this can actually happen, and this should happen in your everyday and in just how we do life. Because if there is a reason to distrust you in a place, to say how you do anything is how you do everything. If there's a reason to distrust in one line, it's actually just really going to ripple on to down to everything, even down to our communication, where we don't even trust each other in the words that are being said. So yeah, I think that is something. And I guess with regards to this particular relationship, I guess what I really need to do, or what I really need to start doing, is start trying to build that foundation of trust first. I think rather than outrightly going and say, we need to talk about this, if I just go and I'm like, yo, we need to talk about this, it would never be a real conversation. Because with that lack of trust, we are most likely going to meet each other on the offense or on the defense. And so I guess communication would not solve this one. So, and I think one of the good thing I'm realizing with this building foundation of trust is kind of like realizing that it is 100% in my power and my ability to begin to do something. It could be in the little things. And as I'm speaking to you, I can even already think about some little things that I could do better, that would go a long way in helping set up this foundation of trust. So I think that's where I need to begin with. And I guess this is kind of like, this was supposed to be more of like a diary entry that I just decided to put on a podcast and do the processing on. Okay, guys. So, yeah, that's what I'm learning. So, did you learn anything from this? Is there someone that you're probably a relationship that you're probably having experiencing the same issue that I am? So what can you do? I guess the question is, what can we do today? What can you do today to begin to lay that foundation of trust that can help set you up for a better communication relation, a better communication opportunities, and I guess in return a better relationship. And I think when we start working on those things that would help us build this foundation of trust, I think we would ultimately get to the point where we would improve the communication or whatever it is that you're trying to work on or improve in this relationship. Yes, so guys, I think that is my learning for today. I gotta go work on building trust. And that is, it might sound easy, but sometimes the simplest things are actually the hardest. So I guess I'm just gonna have to try my best. And even when I fall, because I'm human, I have to give myself grace and remind myself, because sometimes when we fall, we begin to let ourselves keep falling. I don't know if this happens sometimes with exercise. Like, let me say you're on a streak and you break the first day, and then because you broke the first day, you break the second day, and sometimes that could just lead to a downward spiral of where you realize, oh my god, it's been a month and I haven't exercised at all. So I guess it's the same thing. So with this, if I break the trust, I guess I should give myself grace enough to show back up, to get up and go again. Yeah, I guess so. And you too, you gonna do the same thing? If it helps you, I say you should do it. All right, guys. So I guess that's what I'm gonna talk to you about today. I really hope you actually picked something from my processing process. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, you keep growing. All right, guys. Bye.